Hello, I'm Ryan Sangalia of Rappler.com, and we're here at the Philippine Navy Gym in Taguig City, Philippines, where tonight, IBF Junior Bantamweight Champion McJoe Arroyo of Puerto Rico defends his title against Jerwin Ancajas of the Philippines. That music you're hearing right now in the background is Ancajas, the challenger, 23 years old of Panabo City, Davao del Norte, making his entrance in front of a Philippine crowd, which is hungry to see another champion from the Philippines crowned. Ancajas is coming out to the strings of Roy Jones Jr., of course, the former middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight champion turned rapper. And Ancajas is making a big step up in his career tonight. He has not fought anybody the caliber of Arroyo, but he's hoping, like the song that Roy Jones had made famous, that he will be Mr. Unknockoutable tonight. We have a decent crowd for this particular venue, with many members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines in attendance, given that this is taking place on the Navy base in Taguig City. So if the crowd is going to sway anyway, it's probably going to be in Ancajas' favor. Ancajas is 24-1-1 with 16 knockouts. And in the ring, you'll see referee Gene Del Bianco of the United States. He'll be the third man in the ring for this scheduled 12-round bout, although, of course, it may be 12 rounds or less. There appears to be some kind of obstruction. We're not certain why it's taking Ancajas so long to make it out to the ring. This event is brought to you by the Manny Pacquiao's MP Promotions. Ancajas is looking to become the second boxer from the Manny Pacquiao stable to win a world title. The first one was, of course, Rodel Mayol, who won the WBC Junior Flyweight title in Mexico. Ancajas checked in at 115 pounds at yesterday's weigh-in. He looked relaxed. He looked relaxed in his dressing room earlier. As I'm looking up into the dressing room, and actually only now Ancajas is making his entrance now. And now here comes Ancajas after much delay. And I believe they may have to restart the song again. But it does appear that Ancajas is on his way now. Ancajas is, of course, accompanied by trainer Joven Jimenez, who is also his manager, and I guess is the de facto event organizer, which really stretched his capacity as it pertains to this event. As we see international matchmaker Sean Gibbons leading the way for the Ancajas camp. Ancajas, one of the real boxing prodigies of the Philippines in the amateur system, but turned professional at the age of 17. Didn't get to experience the senior level of the amateurs. He's been chasing professional glory since then.
We would like to call on inside the ring, the IBF World Super Flyweight Champion of the world, from Puerto Rico, ladies and gentlemen, McJoe Arroyo.
And here comes the champion, 30-year-old McJoe Arroyo of Fajardo, Puerto Rico. Arroyo represented Puerto Rico at the 2008 Olympics. He won the championship last year in July of 2015 with a technical decision win over previously unbeaten Filipino Arthur Villanueva. He has not fought since then in the 13 months, or close to 14 months since then. Arroyo has been here since Monday, says he has felt fine. As the song goes, he will look to rock the unbeaten Jerwin Ancajas in his first world title defense.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are requesting everyone to please rise for the singing of the national anthem of the challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing to honor the country of the champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Puerto Rican national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Orlando Hall of Philippine Marine Corps here at the Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City. Tonight, MP Boxing Promotions, in cooperation with Jerwin Ancajas Sports Promotions, are proud to bring you an evening of professional boxing, 12 rounds of championship boxing for the IBF World Super Flyweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by the South Coast Mitsubishi and sanctioned by the Games and Amusements Board Chairman Abraham David B. Mitra and the Chief for Pro Boxing and Other Contact Sports Division, Dr. Nazar Cruz, Supervisor of the IBF International Boxing Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matthew Freeze Gascon. The judges fall on the ringside when the bell rings, scoring this bout at the 10-point must system. From the Philippines, Judge Gil Robiego. From Puerto Rico, Judge Carlos Colon. And from Japan, Judge Takeo Harada. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, ladies and gentlemen, from USA, here is G. Del Bianco. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gray with blue, official weight at exactly 115 pounds, professional record, an outstanding one, 24 victories, including 16 knockouts, with only one defeat and one bout event. From Joven Jimenez boxing staple of the Rizal, all the way from Panama City, Davao del Norte, he is the IBF ranked number 3 contender and the mandatory challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, the Green Boy Jerwin Ancajas. And he's the one across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Official weight, 114 pounds. Professional record, a perfect one. 17 victories, no defeats, with 8 of his victories coming by way of knockout. From Oaxaca, Puerto Rico, he is the reigning, defending IBF Super Flyweight Champion of the World. Here is McJoe Arroyo. Once again, to give instructions, the referee from the USA, referee Jin Del Bianco.
Referee Gene Del Bianco now giving final instructions to the two fighters. Del Bianco, interestingly enough, had been based here in the Philippines for a number of years, working a lot of local fights. He was based out of the U.S. Embassy. He's married to a Filipina, but he is officially American. Round one begins. Southpaw versus Southpaw matchup. Ancajas throws 2 quick jabs to start the fight. Ancajas circling, left hand over the top by Arroyo. A left hand underneath by Arroyo. The fight had been much delayed and is now being promoted as an event called At Last. And it looks like both fighters are eager to, at last, finally get it on. Ancajas sneaks in a little right hook there. Body shot by Arroyo and a right hook over the top. Ancajas misses with an overhand left. That's Ancajas in the gray and blue, and Arroyo in the blue, black, and red with glitter on it. Ancajas has a bit of a height advantage, and slight reach advantage as well. He's knocked out his last 11 opponents, but he most likely will be trying to get in and out, use his speed as he pulls back on a left hand. And there goes an overhand left from the champion in the blue. It's been a pretty active first round. And a right hook and upstairs and one downstairs by Ancajas. And a right jab afterwards. Ancajas is fighting a very confident first round here. Arroyo, as we stated earlier, was a 2008 Olympian. He's been fighting at a higher level than Ancajas has. Ancajas' only loss was to a fighter from the Philippines by the name of Mark Anthony Geraldo, who Arroyo beat 2 fights ago. And another left hand by Ancajas. This has been a very good round for the challenger. As I was starting to say, it does not appear that Ancajas is lacking any confidence, despite not having fought the level of competition that Arroyo has. Ancajas is 7 years younger at 23. The champion is 30. Arroyo hasn't fought since last July, as we stated. So there may be a bit of ring rust. Arroyo is primarily a counterpuncher. Although, given the height of Ancajas and his willingness to move, that may not be an option, as Ancajas lands a very good right hook to the body. End of round 1. That is the first round which Ancajas would have dreamed of. As Ancajas' corner must be very pleased with how their fighter looked. And in the Arroyo corner, it must be time to come up with adjustments, as Ancajas was able to get in and out as he wanted and land his right jab over the top and even get inside and throw some right hooks to the body, which people may not have expected from Ancajas, and perhaps not even Arroyo. Round number 2. Arroyo comes out looking to put a little bit more heat on Ancajas, and he lands a cuffing overhand left over Ancajas' right jab. That may be a tactic that they're going to look to maybe keep Ancajas' jab back with some counterpunching. Because even if you are being aggressive, you can still counter. You can draw the counter out of your opponent, and that may be what Arroyo is looking to do. But this is a 12-round fight. There's still a lot of boxing left to go. Interestingly, Ancajas was not known as a puncher as he was coming up. And that all changed after the Geraldo fight, where he says he did not have the proper preparation. There was some drama out of their gym in Cebu, and he lost a majority decision. Since then, Ancajas has knocked out everyone he's faced, although admittedly these were soft opposition. It's been a clean fight so far. Now, Southpaws are used to fighting right-hand fighters. It's very rare that you'll see at this level 2 Southpaw fighters. Some actually say that they prefer fighting a southpaw because everything seems to be lined up. It's like looking in a mirror. The angles are good for their shots. They're not stepping on each other's feet. And Ancajas lands 2 punches, and Arroyo comes back with 2 of his own. But Ancajas is holding his own so far. That right hook may have been low by Ancajas. Ancajas has found money in the bank with that right jab early on. Speaking of money, this fight, as we had previously stated, was originally scheduled for February of this year in Puerto Rico. But when the main event between Roman Martinez and Orlando Salido fell through, the whole card was nixed. Ancajas was scheduled to, or promised to make $40,000 for that fight. Instead, the fight was sent to a purse bid. Despite them having previously agreed upon the money, the minimum bid was issued by Manny Pacquiao's MP Promotions for the $25,000 minimum, meaning that Arroyo, the champion, is entitled to 85% or $21,000 and change, and Ancajas is only making $3,750 for this fight. So Ancajas is really making a big gamble on his future, hoping that he will be able to take the title and make the money down the line. But Ancajas is definitely not fighting, or he is fighting like someone who is expecting to make his money down the line. Not fighting like a guy who just put a big check in his bank account. Round number three. Arroyo may have maybe trying to make it a bit rougher to close the gap here. Ancajas now employing some feints in addition to his right jab, which has bedeviled the champion so far. Of course, we're still early in the fight, but Arroyo is fighting a determined challenger in the Filipino Jerwin Ancajas. Ancajas, of course, is from Davao. Last night there was a blast at the Davao night market, which has left a number of civilians dead. I spoke to Ancajas about that, and he said he's dedicating this fight to the people of Davao. His trainer, Joven Jimenez, is from nearby in Bukidnon. He said he was distraught also by the casualties in Davao. So Ancajas is fighting not just for his family, but he's fighting inspired with a purpose tonight. And Arroyo just doesn't seem to have any answers yet. He's still not sure how to deal with that Jerwin Ancajas right jab, which has been devastating so far. Has it completely interrupted everything Arroyo is trying to do. Arroyo is not used to being this aggressive. He's used to having guys come to him, as he had in his best performance, which was a knockout of former flyweight champion Hernan Tyson Marquez two or three fights ago. But Arroyo seemed to get the better of that exchange right there. He snuck in a little uppercut. So We're 3 rounds in, and who knows what those scorecards are reading. Of course, we have one judge from the Philippines, one from Puerto Rico, and one from Japan. It could be 3-0 for Ancajas. It could be 2-1 for Ancajas. It could be 1-2. It could be 3-0 for all we know. There hasn't been much to separate them, but Ancajas, it would seem, at least has some margin 1 quarter through the fight.
Seconds down. Round number 4.
Now the 4th round begins, and Ancajas seems to be the one coming forward now behind that right jab. The problem with that right jab is that it's so long, for Arroyo at least, it's so long that Arroyo's attempted counters are falling short. So the rougher the fight gets, the better it would seem to be for Arroyo. So that's Ancajas in the gray trunks from the Philippines, Arroyo in the blue and black. And Ancajas just lands a nice little right hook to the body inside. If you're wondering how much it looked like they just narrowly avoided a head clash, or that Arroyo may have been even coming in with his head there. If we're wondering about Ancajas' experience at the 12-round level, he's never gone 12 rounds. He's gone 10 a few times. And Arroyo has gone 12 once. But for all the experience that Arroyo has, just 4 fights ago, he was fighting at the 8-round level, although he had fought a couple of 10-rounders before that. Arroyo has been on the road before. Of course, when he fought Villanueva for the title last July, he fought in El Paso, Texas. And when he fought Tyson Marquez, that was in Mexico in June of 2014. And he fought Jairo Hernandez in 2013 in Mexico as well. So he's been around, and also he fought in the United States in Florida back in 2010. So he's been around. And Arroyo is starting to get the geography that he wants. He's closing the gap. He's able to get a couple shots in there. Gosh is short with his counter. And Arroyo lands a couple punches of his own. But this is exactly where Arroyo would want the fight, in close, as he lands a couple of counter punches inside. That was Arroyo's best round so far. And probably the only one that you could say was definitively in his favor, although the previous 3 were also close. Fifth round coming up. And they open up the round by trading jabs. Arroyo seems to be a bit more comfortable now where the fight is going. Ancajas looks a bit tight right now. Ancajas' lone loss, if you ask some of the spectators there, afterwards they felt like they had to question his heart. It felt like he went soft in that fight. It remains to be seen how he hangs here, as both men had the same idea, 1-2 uppercuts, and it didn't seem like either man connected there. But Arroyo has no questions about his heart. There are no questions about his heart. In 1998, a year after he started boxing, at the age of 12 years old, he was training in the same gym as a former junior lightweight champion, John Molina, who is also from Fajardo, Puerto Rico. And he was sparring as a 75-pounder as Molina was getting ready to fight Sugar Shane Mosley for the lightweight championship. So it's unlikely that anything is, or anyone will intimidate McJoe Arroyo. Nice jab and then a left hand after a beat. Ancajas lands a straight left counter. Ancajas has his own amateur accolades. He was a 2008 Palarong Pambansa gold medalist. He won 2 golds in the nationals here in the Philippines. He knows how to box. The one knock on him as he was coming up was that he didn't have power. But perhaps his latest knockout streak will have dispelled some of that. The referee has called this fight pretty well so far. And interestingly, he's mic'd up in a way that the whole crowd can hear him. So we're getting extra transparency tonight in this fight. Another tough round to score. Both men had their moments. Round number 6. Ancajas did not take kindly to being put in a headlock there and let Arroyo know it with a 2-piece. Hold the biscuit. And then a left hand over the top by Ancajas. And another left hand. A left hand to the body. Ancajas has found a little bit of a rhythm here. Getting in and out. He's pressuring Arroyo to the ropes now. Lands a couple of body shots. Ancajas is not fighting soft tonight. Just misses with a Hail Mary left hand. And Arroyo is taking a second to kind of look at what's in front of him. as Ancajas ramps up the aggression. Arroyo looks to be trying to sneak him with one of those left hands that come from complete left field. Ancajas is very aggressive here, but he's not really landing as much. Arroyo's fighting very smart. Of course, over the years, we've seen so many great encounters between Filipino and Puerto Rican boxers. Flash Elorde versus Carlos Ortiz, Manny Pacquiao versus Miguel Cotto. And a big left hand staggers Arroyo! Arroyo goes down! Derek Rollian, no knockdown, but Arroyo was in huge trouble there. That was a hard left hand by Ancajas, and Ancajas is looking to follow up. Arroyo still doesn't seem to be 100%, although he's firing back. And another left hand by Ancajas. Arroyo is in big trouble here in round 6. It's important for Ancajas not to open up too much because Arroyo may be trying to set a trap. This is the kind of fight that he likes when someone is coming at him. But Ancajas has made his statements as he lands 2 more left hands over the top. And a right hook by Ancajas. Arroyo is now fighting back. But this has been a huge round for Jerwin Ancajas. End of round 6. What a round for Jerwin Ancajas. There were probably a lot of boxing observers who weren't sure what kind of chance Jerwin Ancajas had coming into this fight. Now they know. Round number 7 begins. It's interesting to see how much McJoe Arroyo has left after that tough round. He comes out aggressively. Ancajas has a lot of bounce in his legs. He seems amped up. He certainly earned the respect from McJoe Arroyo. Arroyo was leaning into the direction of the left hand. He was getting down at an angle where he thought he would be out of range for that shot. He wasn't, and he paid the price there in round number 6. Although he seems to have his bearings now. Arroyo's very cautious now about that left hand. And that was a slip by Arroyo, it appears. Ancajas is in total control as he barely misses a straight left hand that caught the gloves of Arroyo. And there was a counter left hand by Ancajas and a 3-punch combination by Ancajas. This is the fight that Ancajas dreamed of fighting tonight. And Arroyo just seems to not have gotten out of first gear yet. Arroyo looks slow. He looks like his punches aren't as straight as they might have been or should be. And Ancajas has just found money with that right jab. This has been Ancajas' night so far, halfway through the fight. But of course we have at least another, or at most, another 6 rounds to go. And Arroyo is looking for that awkward overhand left that comes from a unusual angle. Of course, the issue of boxing is that you could have 10 people watching the same fight, and they see 10 different things, or they see it 10 different ways. So there is no lead safe. Arroyo with a right hand over the top, comes in with a combination. Ancajas shoe shines. Arroyo keeps firing away. But Arroyo had made a statement that he's at least not yet ready to go. And Arroyo may have been hurt by a body shot at the end of the 7th. Saved by the bell. The Arroyo camp was training out of the Elorde gym in Paranaque City, which of course was built by the legendary Filipino boxer Flash Elorde. And when I reminded the Arroyo camp that Elorde had been knocked out twice by Puerto Rican Carlos Ortiz, the Arroyo camp was quick to answer back, yes, twice. So they're familiar with their boxing history. After 7 rounds, it's not yet at that point where Arroyo will need to replicate Ortiz's effort. But the confidence has to be in the Ancajas corner as the 8th round begins. And it appears that Ancajas is actually throwing that right jab with a little bit more mustard. I think Ancajas is feeling good about where the fight is going, and he may be trying to push his advantage here. Nice right hook to the body after Arroyo landed, and then an overhand left. Doesn't land clean for Arroyo. It's interesting to see if Arroyo will try to crank it up another level. And really, because Arroyo so far has not done much to really test the heart of Ancajas, which was one of the few things that people were concerned about. Although Ancajas lands another straight left there and backs up Arroyo. And Arroyo gets tagged with another combination by Ancajas. Arroyo gets backed up to the ropes, and Ancajas lets go with a right hook there. And another right hook by Ancajas. And an overhand left by Arroyo, and another one. Ancajas is fighting out of his skin tonight. Arroyo doesn't yet seem to be himself. Although there were many who felt that that Villanueva may have really deserved the decision in their 10-round technical decision fight in July of 2015. Oh, it's a nice left hand to the body, and out of the ring! Down goes Arroyo! Down goes Arroyo! And he's gonna get a count! That is a 10-8 round for the Filipino challenger. And Arroyo is still hurt. He's holding on. It was a left hand to the body, which hurt Arroyo. And another one landed. And end of the 8th round. That was a 10-8 round for the challenger. And now the champion has a mountain to overcome with 4 rounds left to fight. Round number 9. After Arroyo was dropped at the end of the 8th round on a left hand to the body, delayed reaction. He may have been nudged out of the ring afterwards, but he immediately got up. Let's see what Arroyo has left. And he lands a nice overhand left, may have been his best punch of the fight so far. That was Arroyo. Arroyo is landing a few shots here to let Ancajas know that he's not gone yet. And a nice overhand left by Ancajas. Again, rocks Arroyo along the ropes. Ancajas is sending a statement of his own here. As Arroyo is trying to say, I will not go quietly into the night, Ancajas is trying to land shots to convince him, hey, call it a night. Ancajas still has to be careful here. He doesn't want to walk into a shot. Arroyo is a cagey veteran. He's 30 years old. He knows the mental aspect of the game. Oh, that was a nice right hook to the body by Ancajas there. And a right hook by Ancajas. Arroyo with a spirited combination there that didn't seem to penetrate the guard of Ancajas. Arroyo at this point is just fighting for survival. A right hook inside by Arroyo. I'm sorry, Ancajas. And a right jab leaving out of the exchange, and an overhand left by Ancajas drives Arroyo to his own corner. Arroyo's in trouble again. Ancajas just missed with an overhand left that had good night written all over it. Ancajas may be hurt. Arroyo may be hurt to the body again. Arroyo was hurt to the body again. And you can see, by the way, that Arroyo is tucking in his elbows, and Ancajas is throwing hard shots to the body, knowing exactly where his opponent is vulnerable. Many may have wondered if Ancajas would be the guy who would run out of steam first, and down goes Arroyo again! They're ruling it not a knockdown, even though a left hand to the body landed by Ancajas. That could have been another knockdown there. As Arroyo tries to back away, he's hurt again! He's hurt again! Arroyo's in huge trouble! Arroyo is in huge trouble here! Saved by the bell once again! That may have been a 10-8 round without a knockdown by Jerwin Ancajas. And you have to wonder, how much more does McJoe Arroyo want tonight? What an unbelievable last 2 rounds for Jerwin Ancajas. Although Jerwin Ancajas appeared to score a knockdown in, well, he did score a knockdown in round 8. It was credited. It appeared he scored another one in round 9 as Arroyo was hurt to the body. It appears to be Jerwin Ancajas' night so far. He is 3 rounds away possibly from becoming new champion.
Okay, so those 3 crucial rounds upcoming, huh?
Yes, he has to make it to the final bell or score by knockout.
Okay, let's get back.
And that is a chant of body shot. Even the people in the crowd can tell that Arroyo has been compromised to the body by the heavy shots from. And then he just lands a right hook on Arroyo's mouth. Completely stopped the combination that Arroyo was trying to throw. And another left hand to the body by Ancajas, and Arroyo backs up. Arroyo may be in the territory where he needs a knockout to win, although we have no idea what the judges' scorecards look like. And another left hand stops Arroyo's attack. Ancajas lands an overhand left. Arroyo counters with his own left hand. Every time Ancajas goes to the body, it stops Arroyo's momentum immediately. Arroyo is holding now, although he may need to be working here, or he definitely needs to be working here. A little flurry, no power from Arroyo. Arroyo's power seems to have gone out. Seems to have gone out with the body attack of Jerwin Ancajas. Ancajas with a 3-punch combination punctuated by a right hook to the body. And he comes back with an uppercut as Arroyo attacked. Arroyo's punches just seem ineffectual at this point. Arroyo is trying to stay close to at least smother some of the power from Ancajas. But Ancajas has shown no signs that he's ready to slow down. Ancajas dances away from an Arroyo flurry there, although Arroyo lands a nice overhand left there and follows it up with a right, and the end of the 10th round. I wonder what the referee and the IBF supervisor are speaking about right there. That may have been an Arroyo round there, although it would be a shame if the missed knockdown call in the 9th round is ultimately what decides this. Here we go, the championship rounds, round 11 coming up.
Round number 11.
2 rounds left to go. How much does Arroyo have left? And does Ancajas have it in him to hang in for these final 2 rounds? Those are the questions which may prove crucial with 6 minutes left of combat scheduled. Nice little uppercut there inside by Ancajas. Ancajas is boxing. Ancajas is looking like a champion. It's getting rough in there. Arroyo is doing everything he can to try and make the challenger uncomfortable. He's holding. Referee warns Ancajas about hitting behind the head, which draws jeers from the crowd. Arroyo puts his hands behind his back as if to say, I'm not the one holding. Although Ancajas could have just taken a step back and cracked him. And Arroyo lands a nice right hand to the body right there. This 11th round is up for grabs here. No one has firmly been in control yet. Although you have Arroyo being the aggressor here. And there was a nice overhand left by Ancajas, and Arroyo comes right back. Arroyo is doing everything he can to try and hold on to his world championship. He is making just over $21,000 for this fight and hasn't fought for about 13, 14 months. He had been offered a big money fight to fight Yafai in England. And I think he would want to hold on to his championship to earn those paydays, which are out there in the 115-pound division, particularly with the HBO-backed Roman Gonzalez moving into this division, seeking his 4th world title. There's a lot of money to be made now for the 115-pound division, which isn't always the case. And one of these fighters is going to get his share of that, as Ancajas gets the distance he wants and lands a few combinations. Arroyo is holding on after those punches, but doesn't want to seem like he's holding on. Veteran move. End of the 11th round. We have 3 minutes left to decide the IBF Junior Bantamweight Championship. This is anybody's fight right now. Anyone's fight. The missed knockdown in round 9 may prove crucial. Although on my card, Arroyo needs a knockout to win. Ancajas just has to stand up. 12th and final round. On my card, Ancajas just needs to stand up. And Arroyo needs to stand up also, though he may have just almost fell down. He claims there was a slip, but it's the kind of visual which cannot work in his favor, as he needs every single round he can get. Ancajas is uncorking some serious power punches here, as Arroyo comes in and he lands a nice right uppercut inside. Arroyo holds again. Ancajas is fighting like a champion. So is Arroyo. This is going to be the longest 3 minutes of both of their careers. And to think that this fight was almost finished in the 8th round. But here we are in the 12th round. Two proud and talented fighters fighting for the 115-pound championship. And it's still on the table. Arroyo is walking through some serious counterpunches from his opponent, Ancajas. Both men seem to be tired. Maybe Arroyo a bit more tired. As Ancajas comes in, misses with a 3-punch combination. Arroyo misses with 2 punches of his own. Both men are exhausted. Arroyo trying to get any kind of offense he can inside here. And it all depends on what the judges favor. Arroyo is being the aggressor. Ancajas is landing the more quality punches. Arroyo needs would need something big here. As we have about a minute left in the fight here. Ancajas dances away, misses short with the left hand. This has been a terrific performance from Jerwin Ancajas as Arroyo slips and slides across the ring. It did not seem to be a product of punching that sent him skating around. But it's that kind of visual that may stick with the judges. Ten seconds to go. Who will make the final statement here? And that's that. End of the 12th round. And we await the scorecards from the 3 judges. Has Jerwin Ancajas done enough in the judges' eyes to take the title? Or will McJoe Arroyo be bringing the IBF belt back to Puerto Rico? The cornermen lift Ancajas onto their shoulders. They think their guy has pulled it off. Arroyo's body language does not look like that of a man who feels he won or has retained his world championship. Again, we've seen lots of things in boxing, so don't count anything out just yet. I'm so sorry.
This boxing man of that is brought to you by MP Promotions in association with Jerwin Boxing Promotions.
And we await the scores from the 3 judges.
MP Promotions representative, Mr. Sean Gibbons and Mr. Joe Roberts. And please be advised that after this one, we still have the hammer of the bout between Joey Danoy and the Coco Landero.
Are we shooting that too? Not anymore.
Again, announcing to everyone who's don't begin as after this one we will still have one more bout between Joey Danoy of Sino Shop Boxing Stable and Coco Landero of Dante Lamario Boxing Stable.
Lots of anticipation here as we await the final scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after Scores about 117 to 110. All for the winner by unanimous decision from the Philippines.
Jerwin Ancajas has done it! He made a huge gamble on himself, taking $3,000 to fight in his hometown, and he is the new IBF Junior Bantamweight Champion of the world. What an unbelievable achievement. Jerwin Ancajas comes into his home clan, fights the fight of his life, and has done it. He has won a unanimous decision over Puerto Rico's McJoe Arroyo by the scores of 115, 112, 118, 109, and 117, 110. Unbelievable performance tonight. We have a new 115-pound champion, and he's from the Philippines. An unbelievable performance once again.
Should I cut it now? Yes, let's cut it and then so that we can
Well, that's been Rappler.com's broadcast of the IBF Junior Bantamweight Championship fight between McJoe Arroyo and Jerwin Ancajas. We have a new champion from Panabo City, Davao del Norte. I'm Ryan Sangalia for Rappler.com. Thank you very much for tuning in.